Today I have a new toy I get to play with. It is a Bunton BZT 2250 professional grade zero-turn mower. This is something I just purchased and got a pretty good deal on. So basically, it is a really heavy-duty commercial grade mower, and for all the stuff that I have to do, it is definitely worth it. So basically the Bunton company was made in 1948, and you'll have to excuse me if I get some of these dates wrong. And they started out making walk-behind self-propelled mowers. I couldn't really get a good idea of when the actual first zero turn was made, but I think it was sometime in the mid 80s is when they started making zero turns. The Bunton brand is a brand that was designed to be professional grade, but at a lower price range, and they are designed to be really easy to work on, as you'll see as we go through this. In '96 they were bought out by a company called Textron, and you'll see right here there's a plate that has all the information on it. And this company, Bunton, was started in, I believe it's Louisville, Kentucky, and they were mainly a Northeast company, and they were really distributed up there. So from down south here in Georgia, we really don't know a whole heck of a lot about them. I didn't even know they existed until I found one online, or sorry, from a friend of mine, and started talking with him, and then I started looking them up online. And so we'll go through some of this stuff as well. The engine on this thing is a Kawasaki. It's 25 horsepower, but we can't see that. V-twin. The actual cutting deck is 60 inches. The configurations changed. You could get them in different types of configurations. Everything on this thing is built really easy to get to, and really overly engineered, which I think is great. Textron, I think, even worked on Jacobson and maybe even some Bobcat stuff as well. But basically, this thing was probably made in the early 2000s to 2008 when Bunton went out of business, and they they basically went out of existence there. So some of the features on this, we'll start out with the fuel tanks. It's got two of them, one on each side, for a total of 12 gallons. And we got really large rear tires and heavy duty front spindle tires on the front there. Oversized air filter, something you might even see on like a smaller tractor. This is a cooler. We're not going to be able to see that. This is basically a cooler for the hydraulics. We might. And the hydraulic system is extremely big under here. And we got I'm assuming that's the pump for each side. So, like I said, everything's really engineered on this thing. Heavy duty bumper. I think I'm going to drop that pin down to the bottom side. That way I can actually use it with some attachments if I ever get something for it. The exhaust is really big. but actually still pretty loud. Not sure if there's anything I can do for that. I do like how heavy duty the deck height setup is. And here's the foot lever that you can use to push to get the deck up and down, and then you just lock it in the height over there that you want it to be set at. We're going to go as high as we can get it because, well, you'll see in a second, we've got some really heavy stuff to cut today, probably going above and beyond what it really should do. And up here you have a way to switch between the left and right tanks. It says only 345 hours on this, so this thing's just a baby. And it gives you some information here, some stuff you need. Then if you want to get into the deck itself, or to the top of the deck, you have the pulleys with the belts here. Like I said, everything is super easy to get to. Everything is super heavy duty gauge. This footrest and this deck is super heavy. And we got 3 blades under here. So I'm really excited to use this thing. I hope it's going to work for me. I'm assuming this was used to hold like maybe the owner's manual, but I'm probably just going to change it out since it's broken, and maybe use a piece of PVC and maybe use it to keep a few hand tools in here, for fence repair, lawnmower repair, whatever I need to do. I'll see as I go along. As you can see, I have a lot of hills I will have to contend with, and like I said, we're just going to see how well it cuts. If it doesn't do a perfect job, I can always get the tractor out later once I get it fixed and going, and we can work on that. But yeah, definitely excited to use this thing. We'll see how fast it cuts. And most of this stuff is dead. If this was green, I wouldn't even attempt it. This would just be way above and beyond anything. So I'm just going to leave the chute up so I can just push it out real well, and we'll see what happens. If you don't have one of these, you probably should definitely think about investing in one. It's a battery powered air compressor, and it's all digital, and you can recharge it pretty easily. Right back here on the back, it's got a USB-C, and then it even has an output, so if you want to use it as just a battery to charge other stuff, you can. This is made by Fanttik. I guess that's the way you pronounce it. And anyway, they're not very expensive. I bought this one at Costco, but it's all digital, so like I gotta air up these tires, I can just keep it with me as I go around. It comes in a little carry case and everything, and that hose will unscrew off, and then it's pretty simple. You just press it. And just like that, it'll shut itself off. I'll power it down. It does say it will do truck tires and bigger car tires, and I have done it with it. It just takes a little time to do that. This one was a real small tire on this zero turn here, so it didn't take very long. Okay, so a couple things here. yes, I know I probably should be using a bush hog. I'm working on one of the tractors right now, and I just want to see what this thing is capable of. I'm trying to get this knocked down, and then I'm just going to try to maintain it. Obviously, we're at the end of our season, so everything's going dormant. It's all dry and dying. Of course, today it started raining, but you know, I don't really get to choose which days I can do work on. I've been working all week, and it's been perfect 70-degree weather all week long, and all weekend long is obviously going to be raining. Alright, this is what one pass looks like. And yeah, again, I'm doing more than what this thing should be doing. That's just typical for me. Anyway, I thought about going over a second pass, but I was looking, and there's some grass in here that the horse might want to eat. A lot of it's dormant and stuff, obviously, but I'll just let them out. One or two horses out here, and let them eat on it, and if there's anything they eat, that's fine. If not, that's fine too. I can come back later and get it when it all dries out. So we'll start on this next section. I think this is a good purchase. Of course, I beat the heck out of it today, so I definitely checked it out on like a really hard first project. So I think it turned out pretty well. I had to go up and down this. Again, I really should have used the tractor, or I should be pulling out that DR field and brush mower. I might go ahead and finish that with that DR field and brush mower later. This section over here, and up top we have some more that's already grown back up again. You know, it just tends to get away from me, and obviously I got a ton of weed eating to do, but I will say I can get really close to most of this stuff, so that definitely limits the amount of weed eating I have to do. The horse can go in there, or the horses, it just depends on how many we put out there. And there's still some grass in there. It's dry, but you know, they'll eat it. At least get a little bit more. I'd hate to just, you know, waste it. But anyway, all in all, I think this turned out really well. I may do out on the road. I'm not sure if I'm going to film that or not real quick. And then, like I said, I'll maybe get to this other section in another video. But anyway, I'll try to link everything I had, like the mower itself, if I can find some kind of link for it, and you know, for the company. And then I'll also link the air compressor that I use for the tire, so that way y'all can see it. But all in all, I'm very happy with it. Turned out really well, and I'm gonna go clean it and give it a bath, because I feel kind of bad about that. Anyway, like and subscribe.